Hippie versus Zergon Dope. So, let's see where we are. So, 2 lakes. Different map this time. Hippie playing as the 8th Infantry Division, the US 8th Infantry, versus Zergon Dope playing as the 39th Infantry Division for the Pact, or USSR. Interesting map, this one. Obviously, Hippie standing much closer to Alpha, and Zergon Dope standing much closer to Charlie. Each has their point at the back for coming in. Now, I will always argue that at this side of the map, getting into Alpha, sorry, I've just spun it around, getting into Alpha is easier than getting in here, would always be my argument, because if you can push through this point and get your units at this side, in a defensive position, then it's very hard to push in from this side, past Delta, because it's a lot of open ground, realistically. Whereas here, you've got a lot of covered ground and you have this forest all the way along this side. So you can bring units all the way up to get into this town. So Alpha is much harder to hold. You will see plenty of players pushing through Alpha and holding at this side if they can. But equally, there are all these bushes and buildings here, which also adds to that ability to push in from here and also defend and get closer to it when people try to defend here. What do I think was the catalyst for my channel picking up? I don't know, maybe a bit of focusing on a niche game, but some videos do much better than others. It's difficult to say. So we are slightly behind them. I'm going to speed this up now that we've had a look at the map and I've run over it for anyone who is new to the game. And we will get up to the point where they are in deployment. Oh, we are live. Near enough by the looks of it. We're heading towards being live. There we go. I tell a lie. They've been in it for a while if that's the entire thing. So obviously early push from Zergon Dope to take Charlie, no surprise there. Both players will send a command immediately to their rear points. One for Echo, one for up in Delta. Over here, lots of forces coming in for Hippie, going to Alpha. Now, one thing I notice is there's no defensive units here for Zergon Dope, no recon or anti-air, so that is at risk. We do see a single Bradley going up this side, which will potentially stop stuff coming around here, depending on where he places it. But he could do with some more recon or some anti-air just sat up here. But obviously Zergon Dope pushed out quite far. That said, we do have an aggressive move from Hippie here. He has moved up a lot of recon, but he is being met by Zergon Dope, who has brought in a chopper, which is very good against early unit rushes because the units out front do not have anti-air with them. So choppers do very well at the start of the game. Of course, there is a complete focus from Zergon Dope even, up here at this point. He hasn't really sent anything down here, which does mean that if Hippie realizes that, he can get himself into a very well defended position. He could even potentially have pushed out here. And if he'd realised that, then he could defend against all the units coming from Hippie, because this is realistically a lot of open ground. And if he has tanks in here and anti-tank missiles, he can shoot any vehicles coming from this point here. Some in this forest, some in this forest. You've got kind of a good cover all around. How would I fix forward deploy units? Well, I mean, Eugen's suggestion isn't terrible. So one of the issues is that the recon teams, some of them are too big. So I think Jaeger Aufkel here have 11 members in a squad. They have loads of firepower. And they have an 11-man squad. They are very hard to kill. They are very tough. Really, we need smaller squads. We shouldn't really have 11-man recon squads. And the idea that they have one zone for recon and then a smaller zone or something for the forward deployment stuff isn't a bad idea. I'll leave it with them and see what they bring out. They seem quite keen to keep the forward deployment, and I'm not against it. It just needs to be balanced. And if they have some ideas of how to do that, that's great. Hippie's little push to get units in here has failed. He did bring in some stingers as well to deal with the chopper, but they are under heavy fire from this T-62 now. He might kill one of those squads. The other one may or may not get away. That's one dead. He probably can see the other one. Yep, he is engaging it. These Radvedska have pushed very far forward here. Lots of units being called in for Hippie there. Hippie is pushing out here. As I said, he might, so he will want to secure these buildings. One squad of Radvedska there aren't really going to stop Hippie pushing out. Another squad there. Obviously, +3 to Zergon Dope because he's now got a command in here. At this side, it's difficult to say whether Hippie can go anywhere from here. I'm wondering if Hippie might try to go down to Echo. I think at the moment, the fact that he's putting in units up here means that he's considering maybe making a push on Charlie. But I think he'll have a hard time of it. There are a lot of units spread about in here. Though that said, there aren't a lot at this side. Radvedska, Motorstroki Metis, transport vehicle, tank, Motorstroki Metis. Really, actually, if Hippie built up enough forces here, he could get into this town. And if he's in the town, he's going to cause a lot of problems for Zergon Dope. A lot of problems. Down here, got Zergon Dope coming in now with a lot of infantry. Lots of Motorstroki in BMPs. Mech rifles there. Pushing into these Radvedska as expected. Abrams will be providing fire support to someone. There is some Radvedska there. We'll be meeting those Jaeger Aufkel. Radvedska, much smaller squad, 4-man recon squad. Perhaps more sensibly what the recon should be, 4 or 5 people maximum. Obviously there is a slight rework that is needed for these squads, and it will be coming. Zergon Dope moving some Grenzers over that way. And all of these Motorstroki, I assume he's going to bring them in at the back of this point. But Hippie pushing that advantage, spreading out from that point. As I say, if he can get to here, he's got a coverall on anything coming towards Alpha. And it gives him an easy way into Echo. He can flood this back road. So Zergon Dope's in trouble there. At the other side, Zerg doing a very good job at holding back Hippie. There is some Radvedska running around the back there. They do have an RPG, the standard Radvedska. Not to be confused with the Radvedska Heavy, which only have a machine gun. But these Radvedska could potentially get round, and if he's careful with them, he could get in there and kill that CV. Here we go. LRS, Black Hawk, coming round the back at the bottom of the map there. That will be going into this point. Its intention is to kill that CV, I am certain. Now this is what I was saying about having some recon and some anti-air here. Just one squad of anti-air manpads or even any anti-air unit would stop this. It would warn you it was coming, but this is going to cause him issues. If it's not being seen by this stuff spawning, he's around the back. He can land anywhere around here and run those troops in to kill that CV. Zergon Dope doing a very good job at holding here, but let's be realistic. Hippie's not calling in very much. I think he's realised that it's much more sensible to call stuff in here if he can push Echo. If he caps Echo, he can bring land units in here, and he's basically surrounded Zergon Dope on multiple sides. Obviously, it means he's covering more of an area, but at the moment, it would be an advantage to hold those points. Good use of another Mi-24 here with the rockets. choppers sometimes underestimated, but he needs to be careful. There are 2 stingers there. There are 2 chaparrals over here. They will kill that really, really quickly. Especially the stingers. They are so accurate still. BMP3s there, being used to good effect, but they need infantry support. You need a distraction, and you need to keep them at range, but they will tear apart infantry squads in the open field and in buildings. Motorstrelky Metis coming in here, Sappery here, charging at these tanks. Unfortunately, they're no good against tanks. They only have satchel charges, and those satchel charges don't do much damage to Abrams or any other tank at all. Really, he needs these Metis to engage it, or squads with short-range RPGs. These Metis, Motorstrelky even, sorry, are making a move through the centre. Now, the problem with the Motorstrelky BMP is they're slightly smaller squad sizes. Those BMP3s really need to be in a supporting role, but he should be able to push through here. Mech rifles, however, have 3 M249s, giving them a significant advantage in any fight. Radvedska still pushing around the back there. He does need to be careful, but obviously Hippie not really calling anything in there. Oh my word, what is this? Hippie is going for memes. Hippie has called in cannon Jagdpanzers. I don't think I've ever seen anyone call in cannon Jagdpanzers in this game. I'm really curious to see how they do. I have never added them to a deck. I've got to be honest. Because on paper, there are just better options. But you know what? The M48 is good in this game. Maybe the cannon Jagdpanzer is amazing. A little bit of air combat here. That Su-25 taking a lot of fire from those chaparrals. Will get out just by the skin of its teeth. 1 health left. There's those LRS. Zerg doesn't know they're there. Zerg is going to lose that command. Abrams there. Motorstrelky and a T-62 there. T-62 is almost dead. Look at all these cannon Jagdpanzers. Now, you know, there's a T-62 here. There's Motorstrelky Metis there. It's difficult. I mean, there's TOW2s coming up here, so that tank's going to be at risk now. Hippie's in a good position. He could and probably will push round here. I think ideally, yeah, there we go. Look at that command infantry coming in. In my mind, I am seeing a push at this side with the command infantry in unison with the LRS, taking out that command vehicle and moving that command infantry into Echo so he secures it. This is what is in my head right now. Though Zerg isn't daft, he's calling in a lot of reinforcements at this side of the map. Cannon Jagdpanzer's range, not good. T-62s will outrange it. But this is going to be challenging for Zerg. I mean, he is ahead on points, but I think at the moment it would count as a draw if the time ran out at 40 minutes. But we still have 29 minutes to go in this match. And let's be honest, it's a little bit stalemated right now. I feel as though the advantage is probably with Hippie because he can push here. But that said, as long as those Radvedska don't get spotted, which they might be about to be by that recon chopper, yeah, his weapons are turned on, so he's trying to open fire on it. So Hippie might have just been alerted to them. That's such a shame. If you're doing this maneuver, you need to make sure your weapons are turned off. H key is the hotkey for that. Anyone who's new to the game, select your unit, press H. It will turn all their weapons off. Hopefully, Hippie hasn't realised, but if he has, that is such a shame. Raven coming in there, looking for air defences to take out, but honestly, Zerg doesn't really have much air defense. He's got some OSAs up there. He has got them on hold fire, so very sensible. More reinforcements piling in down here for Hippie. I think that is the plan. I think he wants to push through eventually and take Echo. LRS sitting pretty, just waiting. Hippie will want everything in position before he makes his move. And at the moment he's coming up against 4 T-62s and some choppers. Choppers are at risk. 1 T-62 is dead. That Abrams would pose a massive threat to these tanks. However, because they're at close range, it puts the damage up from the T-62s. So it means the T-62s will do a lot of damage to that Abrams. The closer they are, the higher the penetration on the shot. That Abrams, M1A1 a little bit further back, obviously taking damage, but not as much. This Abrams now engaging this chopper. He needs to get that T-62 back. He is so lucky it didn't die. That cohesion was low and it's dead. The power of rocket fire. The power of rocket fire from these choppers stunned that tank. Tanks in need of a point rebalance. Probably the Soviet tanks need to be a little bit cheaper than they are, because the 2A3 and like the M1A1 are just superior right now, and like the M1 Abrams, even the standard M1 Abrams, is just devastating. So yeah, in terms of tanks, I think a little bit cheaper for some of the Soviet tanks. It depends how you use them. Some people would argue that the T-8U is really good. You just need to turn its missile off, but you shouldn't have to turn one of its biggest features off to make it useful, in my opinion. Ah, LRS coming in to kill that now. Interesting. I thought he would wait, but I think he's decided just to make the move. There it is, dead. So no more reinforcements from this side for Zerg. Plus 2 points to Hippie. Those Radvedska did get seen. The weapons were on. And they're going to get killed now. However, while I've been focusing on this little fight down here, look up here what Zerg's done. Go Zerg, go. Wow. Aggressive push towards Delta. And this is a random scramble from Hippie bringing in Cobras to try and fight this off. He is bringing in anti-air as well, though. This is a proper combined forces push. Zerg, I am impressed. Hippie probably wasn't expecting that. Hippie will probably be expecting him to just sit and hold that point. But no, no, no. He's seen what Hippie's doing here, and he's doing the opposite. He's going for this point. There's that command being dropped off by a Black Hawk, by the way. So he is now in control. He can spawn stuff here. Reinforcements heading that way, however, for Zerg. But yeah, this is a complete switch around. I honestly thought Hippie had it at one point. But Zerg, really well done. Look at this push here. He needs to keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. You need to keep going. Get in there, kill that command, and take it yourself. There it is, look, Zergondo bringing in his own command to head up there. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Hippie will not have been expecting that. Because I wasn't expecting it either, in fairness. I genuinely thought that Zerg was just going to sit here. But really well done. Look at him push. Ignoring those units there. Who cares? Don't need to worry about those things. Get in here and push. Abrams coming in, will come up against these Metis, will come up against these tanks. He just needs to find that command and kill it, and then there's no more reinforcements coming in here. Obviously plenty of reinforcements down here, but this is a complete change around. Now, if Zerg's sensible, he can just build up a defensive force here. He doesn't need to push in here if he caps this, but he has to cap this. Because it's +4 currently to Hippie. With 23 minutes to go. But yeah, Grigory, this is a complete change. Absolutely complete change. I'm just going to quickly refresh our donation thing at the bottom there and check the page to see if there's been any new donations. I do want to shout them out if it happens. I don't want them to feel we're not shouting it out. No new donations at the moment. We're still at 1,274. If anyone can donate to our action against hunger, charity event, please do. Please do share with friends and family. We're trying to hit the new goal of 1,500. We are so pleased that we've got as far as we have so far. Thank you so much for everyone who has chipped in. I really must remember to hide that panel when I'm just watching the game. Look at this push go. Zergon dope. Really well done. The M1's dead. Zergon dope. Hopefully going to kill this as well. There's the command. Oh, the command. So close to those mech rifles. Please get past intact. Oh, no. No. Hippie quickly running them back the other way. T80 PV coming in as well. Run, little command. Run. What are you doing? Don't stop. Oh, no. He's got caught on the building or something. That's so annoying. Oh god, those mech rifles could kill it. Oh no! Oh! That's devastating. That is such a shame. Oh, I'm so sad for Zerg right now. So sad. I can't believe he sent it round that way. He should have just sent it across the middle here. He knew this bit was clear. He'd been through it. That's such a shame. I'm feeling Zerg's pain right now. Zerg trying to push in down here back into this point. I don't think he has the forces to do it, to be honest. He is getting closer, though. If you could kill that command, it is just sat there. Loads of mech rifles coming in to reinforce it, but if he could see that command and kill it... That MTLB is so close, and it can't see it. Rocket attack coming in. Does he know it's... No, he doesn't. Oh, he is so close to being able to kill that command and stop the reinforcements. Oh, Hippie. Pushing back across the middle to go for Charlie. Keeping up the pressure. What a game, guys. I was not expecting it to turn out like this. Genuinely thought Hippie was going to push here and then everything was going to collapse, but so impressed with Zerg pushing over that way. Zerg pushing in here as well. He just needs to kill that commander. He must know it's there. He's bringing in his own command. And another command heading up that way. But Hippie's going into Charlie. Has killed the command in Charlie. +5 to Hippie. Oh. Zerg's doing such a fantastic job. He needs to stop these, though. They're going to get killed by all of Hippie's forces. He's going to get this point back, though. And there's nothing in Alpha. If he takes this and quickly rushes to Alpha, he can cap Alpha. 19 minutes left. It's all to play for. This is pretty well secured. He just can't get reinforcements there. He's going to lose this command. Zerg, please stop your units. Oh my god. Surely he knows. I can't watch. I don't want to watch it get destroyed. Rocket attack jets killing that there. And the anti-tank jet. So recap for Echo. If he pushes up this way, he should be able to wipe out these guys pretty quick. Please run that away. Too late. I'm wincing for him. I'm wincing. We could certainly vote this as potentially the most tense moment, yeah. Don't disagree with that at all. That was such a shame. Look, he's put on. Zerg's just put on. No. He knows. He knows. I can't believe it was up there, Zerg. Oh. My commiserations. I'm being so impressed with your fight back against Hippie here. +1 to Hippie. Oh. That is such a shame. Such a shame. Amazingly well done. Either way. You're fighting still. Keep it up. Get through Echo. Get up to Alpha. You've got this. You've absolutely got this. I'm wondering who else is covering what at the moment. Not sure. But delighted with what's going on here. Yeah, I would say this is by far one of the top games I have watched or commentated on this map. I've never seen so much moving about here, there and everywhere. Zones getting... It's usually a big fight over the middle too. And the fact that both of the back points are being involved in this, really, really enjoyable to watch. +4 to Hippie. I'm starting to feel like Hippie's got this again. You see, through all of this, Hippie has managed to maintain Alpha. He's now got Charlie. He doesn't need to push this. He just needs to get Delta back. But even if he just holds these two, his points are ticking up. And I feel like in terms of what's on the map, I could see a push from Echo for Zerg going up towards Alpha. But he needs to move fast. And the moment he does that, Hippie is going to move forces out of Charlie back to Alpha. And there is a single TOW2 and an Abrams M1A1 pushing towards Delta. And he will pick off all of Zerg's units. Zerg needs to keep his units back and just hold. He cannot go out to engage these units. Because that TOW2 will rip his tanks apart. Too much piecemeal here. Zerg just should pull back. It's not worth it. He's just exposing his forces. Pull back. Hold a line. Hold across here. Call your stuff in across here. Pull back. Go around here. Hold this line. Stop Hippie being able to push back across. And then push back this way. I mean, he can push here. He can take all of this. But if he's not fast, then by the time he gets to Alpha, Hippie will have reinforced it. Yeah, mech rifles coming back across to Alpha. If only that command vehicle hadn't gone that road and been destroyed, he would have Delta. And I don't think that Hippie would have gone for Charlie. I think he would have tried to hold this and then push back into Delta. But the fact that that command vehicle got destroyed meant that it was so easy for Hippie to focus here. Because he wouldn't have to worry about stuff coming from behind. Good use of anti-air. Motorstrike keep pushing up. He's got a Motorstrike meta squad that could push up there as well. But yeah, Hippie reinforcing this point now, still +4. And, you know, unless... There's the surrender. Oh, Zerg. I mean, kills to losses weren't that bad. 1,400 in advance to Hippie. I bet a lot of that was gained at the end there. Really, really well played, Zerg. Absolutely fantastic game to both of you. Hippie, obviously, you got the win in the end, but really well played.